everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Anticipation is mounting for today's game. We've got two quarterbacks looking to make an impact. It's the Cowboys going up against the Falcons. So with that, we'll send you out to the Georgia Dome in Atlanta, home of the Dirty Birds, where we bring in the two men who will call the action. And that's Brandon Godden and Charles Davis. Gentlemen.
Thank you, Larry. From the home of the Falcons since 1992, there's a look inside the Georgia Dome, just on the outskirts of downtown Atlanta. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Dallas Cowboys and the Atlanta Falcons. Defense showing blitz. They'll throw on first down with Ryan. And this is Gabriel on the catch. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and it's a second down. Partner, nothing complicated here. This is just a pretty simple drag route.
You're exactly right, Brandon. Instead of throwing it downfield, they just throw it underneath and let the receiver do the work.
Now Ryan on second down. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. Only a yard there. Sniffed out well defensively, and it brings up third. And a man, as we look at the starters now, a man who really has earned us talking about him in the booth, Julio Jones.
He's a 1,000-yard receiver each and every year. So sleek, so wonderful. I call him Secretariat.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. They'll run for the first time with Devontae Freeman. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Okay, look at this. The punt team nowhere to be found. They're on the sidelines. Offense going to go for this on the opening drive. Here we go on 4th down with Ryan. And this is incomplete. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Shift together here from the D-line. The tight end changing his position. Now the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. And he'll get this down only to the 18. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Dez Bryant, certainly one of the go-to guys, if not the go-to guy for this offensive unit.
One of the most talked about players in the league, as well as one of the most productive receivers. He attacks the football downfield.
A second down throw for Prescott. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Third and long for Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Vic Beasley coming in to drop him for a loss of 8. And it'll be 4th down. And this one is no good. He missed it. And this will remain a scoreless game. Well, that hollow metal sound is the bane of any kicker's existence. And here, that sound is going to keep our game scoreless.
And you could see him give that body English as the ball was in the air. Come on, baby, come on. But no dice that time.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. And the offense there, the O-line, everybody really on offense, they were just manhandled at the point of attack.
Yeah, you could pretty much call them all out, couldn't you? And almost by name, right? That was a very tough sequence for the offensive line. But how about that defensive front creating a new line of scrimmage and creating a lost yardage possibility?
On second down, Freeman. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line.
And when you watch Devontae Freeman run the football, you can almost close your eyes and hear him running the football, can't you? Because people just scatter. I mean, you know, when he goes through a pile, it moves in a positive direction for him. I just love how hard he plays the game.
1,000-yard season. He had 11 touchdowns last year. In March, 25 years old. So he's kind of hitting that sweet spot for a running back, isn't it?
He really is. And I still remember the evaluation of him coming out of college. He does everything well, but you weren't sure he had a dominant trait. Well, wrong about that. He's dominant in just about everything he does. And I think that he's going to continue to elevate his game and seek a third Pro Bowl in 2017.
And that is incomplete. He was looking for his tight end, Jacob Tamme, there. And it's second down. And now the defense for Dallas.
Sean Lee is a linebacker with an exciting mix of tackling ability and coverage skills.
So the incomplete pass brings up second down. Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. On the screen, this is Coleman. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards on the play.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They come out here in the eye. They'll run here with Freeman. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Devontae Freeman taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Falcons have taken the early lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments, let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking, beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. So out come the Cowboys now as they're off. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll bring a tight end in motion left. They'll start the drive with Elliott. And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Here's a look at the young Atlanta Falcons, although next year, obviously, everyone will be a year older. So rookies like Deion Jones, Keanu Neal, Devondre Campbell, an extra year. Well, their only year, but a year under their belt now to get better.
They're just young and growing, aren't they? I mean, I expect their play to continue to accelerate and elevate. And think about the building blocks they had in front of them. Second-year guys in 2016 who had big years. Grady Jarrett, a monster in the Super Bowl, tied a sack record in that game against New England. And Vic Beasley led the NFL in sacks for the regular season with 15.5 and also had 6 forced fumbles.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Going right side, he has Witten. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll get 2, maybe 3 up near the 37.
Partner, I know you call the play-by-play, but you know your ball. If I throw these numbers at you, all right, 6 yards shy of 2,000 of total yards from scrimmage for a rookie running back. What do you think?
Sounds like me in high school.
Sounds like you doing it,
no,
right?
It's really fascinating in what he was able to do. The thing for me, though, he did that as a rookie. Where do you go from here? I mean, can you keep going up from those numbers your sophomore campaign?
I think that you can. He's had examples of that preceding him in the NFL. Some guys who are in the Hall of Fame right now. Remember, he had 16 total touchdowns because it's not just his ability to run it. He can catch it out of the backfield as well. No one plays harder than this guy does, down in and down out. I think he's just going to keep getting better.
They'll come out in the pistol. They go to Elliott again. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. A tough run by Ezekiel Elliott, the 4th overall pick in the 2016 draft.
If you watch tape of him in college, you saw plenty of those runs because I know the highlights showed him in the open field breaking away from people, but that's how he wore down defenses, those exact type of runs.
A give to Elliott. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
It takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On 2nd down, Ryan. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Trying to get that in the hands of Devontae Freeman that time. And it'll bring up 3rd down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. Now, for Coleman, if you combine the rushing and receiving yards, close to 1,000 last year. He had 8 touchdowns as well, and was just really a great 1-2 combo with Devontae Freeman.
An outstanding one, and just think if he's on just about any other NFL team, he's probably the lead running back. And Devontae Freeman gets the bulk of the carries. But Coleman, when he does get his hands on the football, he really produces in a big way, speaking of the numbers you just gave.
Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. And he's got Sanu. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
Throwing now, Ryan on first down. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
On 2nd down, here's Ryan. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. Over 1,400 yards last year for Jones. Just 6 touchdowns, but, of course he had the big 300-yard game. However, when he was blanketed with coverage, he always opens things up for other guys, doesn't he?
He does, and that's what's benefited Atlanta's offense. Other guys were able to step up. In 2016, Mohamed Sanu stepped up and had his best year as a pro. Austin Hooper, as a young tight end, really developed down the stretch. And Taylor Gabriel, who had come over as a free agent from Cleveland, he really flourished, actually led the team in touchdown catches. But there's only one Julio Jones, and you want to get the ball to him as much as possible.
This is Freeman on 1st and 10. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
All right, partner, despite my eating habits, I'm not big enough to play offensive tackle, nor am I quick enough. But with the defensive ends nowadays and their speed, those guys have to be able to punch and dance, and it's a tough, tough job to contain them.
So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Tevin Coleman, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Falcons will extend their lead. And it's 15-0. Now after the touchdown, it's Bosher to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 yards with a new rule as he's taken down right at the 20-yard line. Williams, the man in motion left. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he finds some space past the 25 to the 27. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Let's go! 1, 9.
A 2nd down throw for Prescott. He's going to let this one go deep. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. After the interception, here's Ryan. And his throw is going to be incomplete. CD, wanted to get your thoughts just on the landscape of the offseason for each of these teams. Super Bowl in the rearview mirror, but so much going on. People look at the draft a lot, but there's a lot more that goes into the offseason for these front offices, is there not?
It certainly is, and then even before we get to the draft, you start with the Combine, that's held in Indianapolis every year, and you have about 350 of the top prospects coming together to get their physicals and interviews and on-field performance, and all that will get evaluated along with their game tape. And then you've got the free agents, all right? That starts, I believe, in early March, where now the free agents can start moving around to different teams. So your team's starting to take a little bit of shape there, free agency, because then the draft's coming up. You're trying to put your team together with new draft picks, have everyone start to move in one direction. And then you have the OTAs and minicamps. We get to see them on the field for the first time. And we start to get a better idea of how these teams are going to look when the fall begins.
And that will be incomplete as well. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver. And it brings up 4th down.
My high school coach, John Ford, used to say all the time, if you're in a bad situation, laddie, don't compound it with a bad decision as well. And I think that's what we just saw there. Harassed in the pocket, and he throws into double coverage anyway.
He called you laddie?
He called me laddie, and that was the nicest thing he called me.
This is brought in by Hardy. Give him 23 yards on the pickup, and they're able to move the chains as they convert on 4th and long.
Brandon, I have one word for you after that completion for a first down.
Lucky?
Analytics.
Well, the analytics say punt the football there.
So we're changing the analytics as we go, right? What a big-time play for them, and really took a big-time chance.
Yeah, big-time first-half chance.
Looked like the screen pass was taken away there, and that was a nice job of improvising, but it's not normal. Usually when the screen pass is taken away, you're taught to just throw the ball at the ground at the feet of the receiver so that you don't get it intercepted and just start over, but he ended up finding another receiver.
And his throw is incomplete. He was trying to hit Taylor Gabriel that time, and that'll make it 3rd down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
Get up!
On 3rd down, Ryan. On the screen, this is Coleman. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
They dialed up the screen pass on 3rd down, and for a second it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They're going on 4th and 5. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Ryan. And Robinson with a big catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front. But somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down. The defensive line disperses a little bit here, maybe expecting a pass. Ryan. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. Looking for the end zone. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Barry Church. And he will be brought down as time has now run out on this first half of action. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Out come the Cowboys now as he'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
It's a pickup of 19. And the Cowboys are going to get a first down.
Almost not fair. The big guy running the corner route, being able to lean and push and get to where he wants.
So how do you stop it?
A lot of times you want to have a linebacker on him, a bigger body guy who can handle him physically. But a lot of times that doesn't work as well because his quickness often wins the route.
And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. They come out here in the eye. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And he takes it past the 45 and down at the 46. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
If you're running out route, it's likely you're going to end up near the sideline. And what did we just see there?
Toe tap.
You got it. The benefits of practice. Toe tapping, foot dragging, picking it up, and making sure it was a catch.
Bryant with a catch right side. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
This is actually pretty surprising that the first time Tony Romo and Des Bryant find each other is in the second half of the game.
Yeah, and that's obviously a big reason why they're losing right now.
Yeah, and it's really important for them and their offense to get Des the ball early, get him involved, get him in sync, because when he doesn't catch it, you never know how he's going to react, and sometimes it's not very favorable.
Call it no gain that time as it's going to leave him with a 3rd and about 3 to go.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Romo on 3rd down. He completes it to Bryant. Touchdown, Cowboys. Des Bryant, 42 yards. And the Cowboys draw a bit closer.
An excellent, long, sustained offensive drive. And now they can look across the field and see a defense that looks a little bit beaten down. Right now, as an offensive coordinator, you're thinking to yourself, can I dial up the knockout punch?
And that one makes it 14-7. Beasley now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
The play clock's running down. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Well, you mind if we go off topic for a second?
No,
you know I like to do that randomly.
AFC
playoff contenders for this year that didn't make it last season. Who do you have that might get in?
Well, I think Cincinnati's got to be considered there. Maybe they'd have an offseason that's calm, and they go into this season and try and get back to the playoffs where they've been perennials. How about Denver?
Yeah.
Remember last year they didn't have the quarterback to start. Trevor Siemian played pretty well overall, but maybe they can get solidified there and ride that strong defense right back into the playoffs. I'm going to give you a couple a little bit off the pace. Indianapolis cannot afford to squander Andrew Luck, one of the better young quarterbacks in the game. They've got to get back to the playoffs. And Buffalo, brand new head coach, brand new people running the ball club. Let's see if they can figure it out, because I think defensively they can be awfully strong. So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
They'll put two receivers left, two to the right. Here we go on fourth down with Ryan. And this throw will be intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. They'll try and get the running game going with Elliott. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. Offense needs something here on second down. It is second and long. Here's Romo now on second down. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. The man with over 1,000 catches, Jason Witten, the intended receiver. And that takes us from second to third down. Third and long here. It's Romo. Flushed out right, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Vic Beasley in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Out now comes the Cowboys punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. 3 yards to go on second down. They'll come out in the pistol. Now Ryan on second down. Looking deep downfield. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
And on third down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Now it's Ryan. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They'll indeed go for it with Ryan. And that's caught by Tammy. And he's finally taken down, but not before getting across midfield and across the 45-yard line.
We know it's tough enough to pick up first downs on third down plays, but when you go for it on fourth down, sometimes you're actually just praying, and on that play, the prayer was answered.
They go play action here on first down. The left side completion to Jones. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. Okay, so now the question, how did he get that wide open?
Well, we both know that he shouldn't, because from the time they handed out scouting reports before this game, he was circled, starred, everything. Find him, cover him.
And this is caught inside the 5. Give him 30 yards there. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5.
And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. And that's going to leave them with just 1 timeout remaining still in the third quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt them. We'll be back.
Watch time. Tie it right. Ready.
Offense looks to punch it in here from the 1 on 2nd and goal. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. He lost 4 there, and it's third down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory. But sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
So a field goal try here on 4th down as the Falcons called on Matt Bryant. From the left hash, a chip shot here. And the 14-year trusty veteran able to knock it through. And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So give them 3 there. A good drive gets them inside the 5, but they couldn't punch it in.
And credit this defense, too. That was the old bend but don't break approach. But it kept the offense out of the end zone.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Tough day. Tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Back now in Atlanta. It's the Cowboys in possession of the football, but they trail here as we begin the 4th quarter of play. They come up in an offset eye. On 2nd down, here's Romo. Going right right side. He has Winton. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? That sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
To throw on second down is Romo. He's going to air one out. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Cowboys. Ezekiel Elliott, 56 yards. And the Cowboys have cut it to within a score. And that was just a fly route. There was no stop. He just went.
Yeah, and it was beautiful to watch because you have to set it up as you go along. Everyone knows he's fast, so you play him for that. That's the number one thing you want to take away. But as you go through a game, sometimes you vary the speed in which you come off the line of scrimmage and maybe start a little bit slower, get him to stop his feet a little bit as a defensive back, and then explode and go, as we saw there.
Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about
toe
that. Super toe. One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. They'll set up the screen for Freeman. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. A good job defensively to hold that to 4 yards, and now it's 3rd down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
On 3rd down, Ryan. Incomplete on the right side. It's Tammy. And he's able to get it to the 31, and that's enough for the first.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. 2nd down following the incompletion. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. 2nd and 10 now. Ryan. He's got time. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
So 2nd and 10 here. From midfield now, here's Ryan. He's going to go for a big play downfield, and he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Here comes the 7th play now of this drive as this is 3rd and 10. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Ryan will throw again. He's going to try and go deep again. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
That's a bold strike right there, taking it downfield and putting some air on it. But how about the coverage? Able to get his hands across the receiver and bat the ball down.
And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. 4th down. Here's Ryan. Rolling to his right. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off here by Anthony Hitchens. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, okay, gave up a score last time. What adjustments do we need to make to slow them down now and get the ball back for our own offense? Is it more pressure? Is it more zone? What do they have to do? They're trying to figure that out themselves.
We'll see if they can figure that out right here.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
Back to throw, Romo. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Robert Alford. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. And the Falcons now making their way back out onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline? It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. Call it about a gain of 3, and they'll be looking at a 3rd and 7 coming up. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Here's Ryan. On the screen, this is Coleman. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to 4th down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
They come out with 1 back and 3 tight ends. They run. Devontae Freeman. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They go play action here on 1st down. And he finds a man on the crossing route. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. So on that play, defense was in the zone. They ran a crossing route off, and play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense. Defense calling the timeout here. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. They come out here in the eye. Now Ryan going to give it to Freeman. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage.
Well, after what we just saw, we know that with third down coming up, this is not a gimme for the offense. They've got to figure out what they want to do. Do they challenge their offensive line and try and run it? Or do they go ahead and concede that this is a tough defense and put it in the air?
On third down, Devontae Freeman. And Freeman lost the football. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong. You don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
Yeah, they practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And quickly, they get to the line. Freeman again. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
Here's Ryan. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Orlando Scandrick. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to...
And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by Kamal Ishmael. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. The clock cannot be stopped here. Defense can't do anything. So kneel it down, take it home.
No doubt about it. It's what you practice for in winning situations each and every week. Victory formation. Take a knee and go on into the locker room and celebrate.
Call it a victory. Now Freeman, he's been busy today. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. And Charles, I think when the schedule comes out, all teams, no matter where they're predicted to finish, talk about protecting your home turf. They were able to do that here in this one.
Similar to a tennis match, right? Not letting them break your serve. That way you hold on to it. They got it done, and they feel very good about that victory.